along with the enjoyment and sufferings because your consciousness is identified with that. The third sleep is deep sleep state, is the causal body or Karana Sharira. The meditation here is Mananam, which means to contemplate intensely on an idea of yourself, a concept which is taught by Vedanta. With Mananam, we merge the waking state consciousness into the Virat, which is the universal consciousness of the gross body. It is also called Vaishvanara. This is done by taking the total waking state condition of the entire universe as one. It is important to remember that here you focus only on the bodily consciousness and not the gross body. We merge the waking state awareness into the cosmic awareness or universal consciousness. This is what Vedanta means by Virat. The second step is the dream state. Even if we do not remember the dream, we know the experience of dream consciousness. All human beings dream and experience the dream state. This must be made as one and universal. This is called Hiranyagarbha or Sutratma. It is the cosmic condition of dreaming consciousness. This is not thoughtlessness. It is not samadhi, where there are no thoughts. Here, there is contemplation and meditation. The third deep sleep level is elaborated in the 25th sloka. This is Karana Sharira or Prajna. It is individual consciousness in deep sleep. Then we take the total causal condition of consciousness. That is Ishvara. This is the concept of God in Vedanta. Why Ishvara becomes Ishvara is explained here. Being identified and knowing everything as himself, Ishvara identifies with all beings. Ishvara is samashti or totality. Sloka 26 explains the problem with this jiva, the individual consciousness, because these jivas do not have this identity. Therefore, we call them individual. I have only this body consciousness, and so I am Yashti. This experience is limited. They want everything unlimited, but they identify with the limited body. Expand this to include the family to begin with, and there the perception changes. If you cannot do that, then you will remain in the individual space and limited. Sloka 26 says that for jivas who are not ready to accept the universal consciousness, Ishvara made these rules for them to enjoy their experience. Ishvara provided the jivas bhogya and bhoga ayatanam, meaning the place where they can enjoy. For that purpose, Bhagavan made all these 5 elements and then made them 5-fold for grossification. Sloka 27 explains that this 5-fold process is called Panchikaranam. Each element is made into 5 similar parts and then intermingled in a certain specific way. Swamiji pointed out that we have already dealt with grossification in Tattva Bodha. This is a concept made for the sake of understanding and to tell us how the subtle elements intermingle and become gross elements. Sloka 28 states that out of this, the entire gross world is born. With those composite grossified 5 elements, this cosmic Brahmanda is made. In that gross Brahmanda, he made the entire different worlds, Bhuvana. We have, according to our Puranas and Atharva Veda, 14 worlds, 6 above the earth and 7 below the earth. These worlds are made for the bhogya or experience of jivas. We are in earth, and from here we can go to the lokas above or below according to our karma. Then in this state, Hiranyagarbha, the universal subtle body consciousness, becomes Vaishvanara, the universal gross body consciousness. This happens because he identifies with and has got this gross body. Then it says There, each individual gets different bodies for experience. In those gross bodies, devas, which are gods, Ishvara is different, are identified with gross body. And this is the difference between Ishvara and God. The individual subtle body consciousness is Taijasa. Hiranyagarbha is universal subtle body consciousness. This Taijasa becomes Vishwa, which is the gross body consciousness. This is how it is connected. When we meditate, we go from the lower level to the higher level. We are in Vishwa. We have gross body identification. This Vishwa should be Vaishvanara. For this, we have to contemplate on the universal gross body. We discuss all this because enjoyment is momentary. Along with enjoyment, suffering is also there. Our Shastras say that if you change your mindset, it is possible to have only enjoyment. If you change your perception, no pain or sorrow can disturb you if you find enjoyment in yourself. Sloka 29 says, Jivas are extroverts as they see only external things because they do not know the inner nature of their own self. For work, you need food, and for food, you need to work. And this is the formula of life. They feel that talking about the inner self will not provide them with food. This is the rule of creation, that you have to work and do some activity. Then you get support to live. Swamiji concluded the class with this. Hari Om Swamiji.
Shrutismritipurananalayam karunalayam namami bhagavatpadam shankaram lokashankaram shankaram shankaracharyam keshavam badarayanam सूत्रभाष्य कृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ नमः श्री शंकरानंद गुरुपादाम्बुजन्मने सविलास महामोह ग्राहग्रासैककर्मणे श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम ओम नमो नारायणाय So shloka number 29, the cycle of birth and death. The cycle of birth and death is controlled by the power of karma. So the karma, which is very normal with all the living beings. So people do karma for the enjoyment, for the experience of karma, and then it continues. While we experience one karma, we produce another karma by the practice of karma again. So this is the action and reaction of the karmas. So this is what we call as samsara, the transmigratory life. So we have this birth presently, and we will carry all this karma with us and take another birth. So the present life qualitatively transmuted through the present karmas. And if we could change our perception, then there is a possibility of higher values of life. So when we change our perception with the higher values, what we call as dharma, according to the scriptures, shastras. So with those, we get a better life. That is one part. The second part is timely detachment of sense organs. This is very important. There is a long discussion about this in Sankhya philosophy. How this timely detachment, timely I meant when we have to perform karmas, we have to activate our elements to perform those karmas. But once the time changes, the age grows, we have to practice the detachment along with those karmas. So namingly, we can say like Brahmacharya ashrama and Grahastha ashrama, the stage of Grahastha ashrama. And after that, while we are in Grahastha ashrama also, we could practice some extent, some part of detachment. Because the person in Brahmacharya ashrama itself, there he practices these things. Even in education, he has all these practices. So he is trained in that practice of detachment, contentment. So this is timely detachment of senses are necessary. Now for that, detachment from emotions. The emotions are connected to outside objects. So emotions from outside objects are detached. Then there is a chance that we could gain much higher level of understanding. So we get higher level of births. Yeah, if we could not do this, now the 29th sloka was saying, karma kurvade karma bhogaya karma kartum cha bhunjate. It means we eat food to perform karmas, and by performing karmas, we try to get food from that. So now what is this? This means your all perception is just normal. Normal in the sense, animalistic instinct, what we say, the swabhavika karma. Swabhavika karma means all what is there in all other animals. That animalistic instinct is there in man as well. So we know basically the human beings are also animals in that category. So these animalistic instincts are called swabhavika karma in Shastras. So there, they don't use any determination. That the animals, they don't have any sense of detachment. They can't change their perception. They cannot go to higher level of life. They can't change. So if we are unable to do all these practices, then we would be living the same life as animals. So that life will continue. The same routine of eating and working will continue. Okay, this is what we meant by this. So that routine makes our life. So now, if you don't want to change the perception and understanding of the life, then nothing is possible. Therefore, here in 29th sloka, now we are going to take the 30th sloka. This subject is discussed. Now the 30th sloka says, Nadyam kita iva vartadavartadaramashute. Nadyam kita iva vartadavartantaramashute. Vrajando janmano janma labhande naiva nirvritim. Prajanto janmano janma labhante naiva nirvritim. So they go vrajanto janmano janma. They take birth after birth. So from one birth to another birth. Vrajanto janmano janma. Naiva nirvritim labhante. They will not attain nirvriti, satisfaction, peace, the ultimate satisfaction as moksha. So vrajantaha janmano janma. Janmanaha, from one birth to another birth, and nowhere they are going to get nirvriti. Because in other lives, there is no chance for moksha sadhana. Only in this human life, we can do some sadhana. There is possibility of sadhana. In other births, we cannot do it. So there is no question of getting moksha or getting peace of mind or satisfaction. There is no question of that. Now it says how there is an example of insect. Nadyam kitaha iva avartad avartandaramashute. So the insect fell into Nadyam, a river. Insect fell into a river. Then what happens? Avartad avartantaram ashute prachanta. One whirlpool in that river, from one whirlpool to another whirlpool. Avartat avartantaram. Ashute ashute brajantaha. Every always it's there. Ashu means immediately. So they take one after another. Like that instant fell into that water. Now the flood is there. Then it cannot stop. There is no chance of stopping. There is no chance of getting anything there. It goes one whirlpool to another whirlpool. So avartad, avarta means the whirlpool formed in that river, flooded river. So it goes one to another. So that insect, that kita is helpless. So we are also like that. We are not aware about all these things, what is happening. Because as Acharya said in last sloka, we are only worried about food. So if we get food and accommodation and all other facilities, then we are ready to work for getting another food. So we are always there. Morning we cook and wash the vessels and take some rest. And then afternoon again cooking and wash the vessels, take rest, and then again and the dinner we do the same thing. So for years and years we are continuing to do it. So this is what is happening. We are only worried about this. If we are not getting food, then the whole atmosphere changes. That is why it is called Swabhavika Karma. Swabhavika means animalistic instinct, natural instinct. It's very natural because craving for food is very natural. It's always there. Now, in this situation, if you have some good karma, if some good karma is there is a hope. So now the next sloka says about that. Satkarma paripagate karuna nidhinodhritaha prapyatiratarutchayam vishramanti yatha sukham. So satkarma paripagat te karuna nidhina udhritaha prapya tirataruchayam vishramyanti yatha sukham. The word meaning can be te, those. Those means here we can take the insects. The last shloka there is insects, or we can take human beings, man. So te sad karma paripagat. So there are good karmas, sad karma. So that their sad karma, because of the sad karmas, sat karma paripagat. Now paripaga means fruit bearing. Those sat karmas are ready to give fruit. So therefore, with that effect, they get karuna nidhina uddhritaha. They get a support of help from karuna nidhi, a compassionate person. Karuna nidhi, compassionate person as guru. Uddhritaha, by that compassionate person, they are uplifted, being lifted from that whirlpool of samsara river. So, when the satkarmas are ready, you get satsanga. Otherwise, getting satsanga is also not easy. Because satsanga is the first step towards moksha. Satsangatve nisangatvam, nisangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatatvam, nischalatatve jivan mukti. Bhagavad Shankaracharya says in Bhajagovindam, he beautifully described how satsanga will lead you to emancipation, moksha, liberation. So, satsanga is the basic of sadhana. So, by that satsanga, karuna nidhina uddhritaha karma paripaka, because you are fortunately your good karmas got purified. Now those karma, with those karma, the Acharya will come, because Acharyas, why they teach you, why they should teach you, because they are compassionate. With their compassion, they teach. Karuna nidhina uddhrita. So then, prapya tirataruchayam. Then they are placed, they get a place where there is a tree with a shade. So tirataruchaya. So on the bank of that river, samsara river, you get some shade of a tree. So this compassionate master will take you to that tree and you will get some relaxation there. Vishramyanti yathasukam. You get some enjoyment, some relaxation under that tree. So this is how it is happening. Now all this story you know. So that is why I said, in this condition, if you get Acharya, if you get a guru, so that chance should be utilized. Otherwise, there is we don't know when we are going to get another chance, in which birth we are going to get another chance. So therefore, it is beautifully said here, Satkarma paripaka te karuna nidhina uddhritaha. So then they get a chance. Only with our good karmas, we get this, right karmas, satkarmas. Satkarma means what? So what we do according to the Shastras, that is Satkarma. You may be feeling something good, some karma is good karma, but that may not be according to the Shastras. So the Satkarma means, the definition of Satkarma means the deeds according to Shastras, karmas according to the Shastras. Now to know those karmas, what is my Satkarma? I have to read Shastras, understand Shastras. So that is called Swakarma. Swakarma, Sve Sve Karmanya Abhirataha. In Gita also it says. Now that compassionate Guru will teach you the method of meditation or Vedantic meditation. The next sloka says, Upadeshamavapyevam Acharya Tatvadarshinaha Pancakosha Vivekena Labhande Nirvritim Param. Upadesham avapya evam acharyat tattvadarshinaha. Evam, in this manner. Tattvadarshinaha acharyat. From the acharya who has understood the tattva or experienced the tattva. Tattvadarshinaha. So he knows what is tattva, what is jnanam, what is the reality. So tattvadarshinaha, they realized soul. So acharya tattvadarshinaha. Upadesham avapya, getting the upadesha, instructions. Instruction about what? Instruction about Swarupa Atma. So from that Tattvajnani, Darshi, Tattvajnani, from that Tattvajnani Acharya, you get instruction of Atma Tattva, Upadesham Avapya. Now what he teaches? Panchakosha Vivekena Labhante Nirvritim Para. Differentiating Panchakosha Viveka. Panchakosha, we know 5 sheets. Now we will discuss about that in next sloka. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anantamaya, koshas are there. 5 sheets of. So knowing these 5 sheets, Panchakosha Vivekena, separating those from Atma, discriminating what is these koshas. Now who am I and what is this koshas? So knowing though that Nirvritim Param Labhante, he attains the ultimate realization, Nirvritim, bliss, Ananda. So he get the supreme bliss, ultimate satisfaction. Because Nirvriti means it can be bliss, satisfaction, completion, relaxation. All these are Nirvriti only. Nirvriti. So by this Panchakosha Viveka, we get that. So this is how Vedanta Upadesha starts from this level of understanding. So now Annamaya we know already, like we already learned from this Pancadashi and other textbooks like Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha. So these 5 koshas are covering our knowledge, or these 5 koshas are they are making all these confusions. So we are identifying ourselves with these koshas in different stages of our life. So now, what are those koshas? 5 sheets of Atma. Annam prano mano buddhiranandaschedi panchate. Koshastairavritaswatma Vismritya samsritim vrachet. Te pancha kosha. So those 5 sheets, what are they? Annamaya kosha, the first one. Second one, pranamaya kosha. Manomaya kosha, third one. Fourth one is buddhi, means vijnanamaya kosha. Then the last one, anandamaya kosha. These are the 5 sheets. Now the starting from the next sloka, the 5 koshas are defined, and we will learn from there. So koshaha, why these are called koshas? Covers, it's like covering Atma, because they are these koshas covering Atma. So we don't know what is Atma is. Atma is enveloped with these koshas. So teihi avritaha Atma. Teihi avritaha Atma. So Atma has been covered by these koshas. Avritaha means covered, has been covered. Vismritya samsritim vachet. Then what happens? Not knowing Atma, vismritya, because Atma is covered. If something is covered, we are unable to know that what it is there. Okay. So we have to reveal it. So vismritya, by not knowing Atma, samsritim vrajet. One will get into this cycle of birth and death. Samsriti. Transmigratory life as birth and death. Why it is transmigratory? Because like every day we have different life. So today we have one life, we will go to sleep, again tomorrow another life. If we take each day a separate birth, each day is one birth. So then this birth continues, birth after birth, because every day we have a new life, new enjoyments. So it continues, because once this body is because body is not body will not stay for a long time. Body has a limited life span. So when the body completes its karma, we have to leave this body, because body become old and it's not working well. So we have to change this. Like we change our vehicle. We use a vehicle for maybe 10 years or 20 years or 5 years or whatever. So once we know that this vehicle is not fit, now it cannot be repaired, irreparable. So once we know this, we change that vehicle and take another vehicle, buy another vehicle. Similarly, we try to repair this body. If something happened, we go to doctors, the workshop. They take you to the operation theater. Operation theater is what is this workshop only? Like we take our vehicle to a workshop man. So the vehicle will go inside the operation room, and the doctors there, they know, they will try to repair it, replace it. So whatever parts are damaged, and they will try to replace. Okay, if once the replacement is perfect and is working, again you will get that vehicle back. So you can use maybe a few years more. And the time will come that the doctors will say that now it is irreparable. You can take back because we have no hope to doing this. So therefore it is hopeless, irreparable. Now take back. So then it's gone. Now we have to change the vehicle. So that's all. It is very simple. So we change the vehicle because if it is not working, then what would we do with this? So we take another birth. This is called transmigratory life. So it is going one level to another level and it continues. There is no stoppage unless you are liberated. So till then it will continue. So Vismritya Samsradim Vrajet. This is what is happening. Now from next shloka, we discuss the 5 koshas. Each line gives the definition of one kosha. Syat panchīkrita bhūdotho dehasthūlorna samyakaha linge durajasai pranai pranak karmendriyai saha. So in this sloka, 2 koshas are there, Annamaya kosha and Pranamaya kosha. The first one says, Panchīkrita bhūdothaha sthulo dehaha anna samyakaha syat. This is the Anvayam. So Panchīkrita bhūdothaha, conchuplicated or grossified bhuta, Panchīkrita bhuta. So the 5 elements which are conchuplicated or grossified. From those 5 bhutas, dehaha sthulaha anna samyakaha sya. This gross body, sthulaha dehaha, gross body, which is named as anna samyakaha. The anna samyakaha body, annamaya kosha. So you will get that. So panchīkrita pancha mahabhutas. So we have 5 elements, grossified 5 elements. From those 5 elements, this physical body, which is called annamaya kosha, is manifested, or you can say we made of that. This body is made of these things. This is called Annamaya kosha. Now the Pranamaya kosha. Pranamaya kosha is made of linge, rajasaihi, pranaihi, karmendriyaihi saha pranaha. So we already know this. Linge means linga sharira, that is subtle body. So this pranamaya kosha is part of subtle body. In that subtle body, rajasaihi, pranaihi, karmendriyehi saha. With the rajogunas, rajasaihi, pranaihi, because this prana, vital air, is made of rajasika guna, rajogunas. So from Prakriti, out of 5 elements, each rajogunas from the 5 elements. So from Akashas rajoguna, Vayu rajoguna, all the 5 rajogunas together is the cause of prana. So rajasaihi pranaihi. Along with that prana, karmendriyai saha. Karmendriyas also there in pranamaya kosha. So along with karmendriya, prana, pancha pranas, which are the form of rajogunas, the rajoguna aspect of prakriti. So they together called pranamaya kosha. It means in pranamaya kosha, there are 5 pranas and 5 karmendriyas, the organs of action, karmendriyas. So they together called pranamaya kosha. So this we know. Now manomaya kosha. Sattvikair sakam vimarshatma manomaya. Tereva sakam vijnana mayo dhirnischayatmika. In this verse also we have 2 koshas. One manomaya kosha, second one is vijnanamaya kosha. Satvikaihi dhi sakam. Together with sattvika jnanendriya, sense organs. So sattvika, because these sensory organs are sattvika. Why it is sattvika? Because it helps knowledge. We get knowledge from these sense organs. Therefore, it is called Sartika, the Sattva aspect of Prakriti, Sattva effect of Prakriti. Satvikaihi, Dhirindriyehi, Sakam. Sakam means together with, along with. So with this, Vimarshatma Manomayaha. What is the character of Manomaya? The Swarupam of Manomaya is Vimarshatma, doubting. No, is it correct or not, or this way or that way? No, always it has 2 parts. So Vimarshatma Manomaya. So these are called Manomaya. So in Manomaya Kosha, there are 5 sense organs. In Pranamaya Kosha, there were organs of action, Karmendriya. And in this, there is sense organ, 5 sense organs. And then mind itself, the doubting form of mind that is there. So this is called Manomaya Kosha. Now, the beauty of Manomaya is, with this Manomaya, we sit for meditation. If this mind is not there, there is no meditation. We can't do any meditation and any sadhana. Because mind is there and mind is not stable, it is always changing. Therefore, we get the chance to practice meditation. Now, people think mind should be one-pointed, no, ekagrata. So the one-pointedness, it should be the practice or the nature of mind. So if you get mind concentrated in one point, then that is good. Actually, it's not right. The concentration is always good because mind has the character of concentration. Okay. But that mind will not be concentrated in one point for a long time. Then that become a problem of mind. That become a disease, disorder. If you think you are concentrating on something and you are unable to think anything else. Hours you are sitting like that. Then what would happen? The person will die. Because one-pointedness should be a practice for some time. Mind should not get or stay in one thought for a long time. That will damage the system, that will make all the complications in the mind. Now, people who are practicing meditation, they will not understand this because they learn meditation techniques nowadays. No, they learn meditation techniques, spending so much money, and they go for this practice and all this they do. Then they think is meditation is something very something very important and some very high spiritual sadhana. Of course, meditation is needed. Without meditation, no spiritual sadhana is possible. But in the process of meditation, one should understand how and when mind should be concentrated and when mind should be active. For example, if your mind is getting into meditation, the time when the time is the time is for sleep. When mind should get into sleep, if that time mind goes for meditation, then that's a problem. No, it cannot stay in one level. It cannot follow that. So the time for meditation should be like in the morning or in whatever you practice. The mind should be concentrated in that. But mind should not get into meditation each and every time. So it should work with many activities. Then only the body is maintained and all the activities of mind is maintained. Otherwise, that is a disorder. Therefore, if you are not a yogi, if you are not sitting in a place, in a cave or something like that, leaving all the activities, no. Then if you practice without that, then the meditation is not prescribed for all the adhikaris. So nowadays, this people, they don't know who should meditate, who should not. So they have no idea about this. So this is a problem happening. Therefore many people have so many complications after practicing meditations, because they have to prepare their mind and body for meditation. It's a step-by-step process. Anyway, what I wanted to say, this mind is the tool for meditation, concentration, knowledge. So manomayaha. So with all these indriyas. Now after manomaya comes vijnanamaya. So teireva sakam vijnanamayaha. Teireva sakam. Te means what is already said. Sattikair dhendriyehi. With those sensory organs and vijnanamaya. So intellect, sensory organs and intellect. Vijnanamaya means intellect. Dhi means intellect. Buddhi means intellect. Now, what is the character of intellect? How we can determine intellect? So nischayatmika dhihi. So determining aspect of mind is called intellect. Dhi nishchayatmika, the determining aspect of mind, or we call it Antakarana. The determining aspect of the Antakarana is called nishchayatmika buddhi. So in Vijnanamaya kosha, there is buddhi, intellect, along with sensory organs. So jnanendriyas and buddhi is called Vijnanamaya kosha. In Manomaya kosha, jnanendriyas and mind. Pranamaya kosha, karmendriyas and 5 pranas. So these are the 3 different koshas. Now, with all these 3 different koshas, it means Manomaya, Pranamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha, and Vijnanamaya kosha. Together we call it subtle body, Sukshma Sharira. So in Sukshma Sharira, all these 3 are there. Okay, now the 5th one, Anandamaya kosha. Karane Sattvamanandamayo Modadivrittibhihi. Karane Sattvamanandamayo Modadivrittibhihi. Tat koshaistu tadatmyadatma tattanmayo bhavet. So Karane means in Karana Sharira, the causal body, the 3rd body that we call is a causal body, Karana Sharira. In Karana Sharira, Sattvam Modadi Vrittibhihi Anandamayaha. So in Karana Sharira, the Sattva aspect of Prakriti, or when Sattva gets more power, the Sattva get guna. So Sattvam Modadi Vrittibhihi. So Modadi Vritti, these are the functions of Sattva Anandamaya kosha. Priya, Moda and Pramoda. Priya, Moda and Pramoda. Priya means liking, simply liking. Okay, you like something, it means Priya. And then Moda means more liking. More liking means more attached, and you get more pleasure from that. Because likeness gives pleasure. If you like something more and more, you get more pleasure from there. So that is called Moda. And Pramoda is still more liking. So we call it joy or enjoyment, full enjoyment is called Pramoda. So when you hear a name of something what you like, so you automatically what happens when you hear that name, you are attached to that. So you will start thinking about that, no? When I am going to get that, when I am going to get that. So you will just thinking about that. That's the liking will increase time by time. No, it takes more, it will get more power. Then that power will lead to that object. You will try to get that object. So first liking, then attachment towards that, then you get enjoyment. So Priya, Moda and Pramoda. These are the vrittis. Vrittis means modifications, functions of Anandamaya kosha. So liking is also function, and attachment is also function. And when you get that wished object, that there you feel so much of joy. So that is also part of Anandamaya Kosha. So Karane Sattvam Modadibhihi Anandamaya. So this is Anandamaya Kosha. Okay, that's okay. Now what happens? It is said Tattad Kosha istu Tadatmya Atma Tantanmayo Bhave. This is the problem here. This Atma identified with these koshas, Annamaya, Pranamaya, and all these koshas. So Tattad Koshaihi Tadatmya. Tadatmya means identification, feeling on with that. I am this body, I am human being. So you are feeling on with this human body. You are unable to separate yourself from this Annamaya Kosha. So Tadatmyad, identifying with that. Then what happened? Atma becomes that. Atma Tattanmayo Bhavet. The Atma will feel, the self will feel that I am human being, I am this prana, I am thinking, I am intelligent, I am enjoying. Everywhere that connection is there, the identification is there. So Tadatmyad Atma Tantanmayo Bhavet. Then what happens? When body changes, this physical body grows and changes, viparinamate, you also feel that I am changing. Some 10, 20 years before, I was young and I was working like this and I was doing that, doing this, and everything was good with me. Now I am a bit old, so everything changed with me. So this, where the change happened? This change happened only in the physical body. Now you are identifying yourself with that body. Now you forgot that once upon a time you were a child. Now we are not ready to remember that. We are only thinking about this body. You can think that you were a child some years before, and you can be a child again. No, because you will leave this body, as I said. If this vehicle is not working, you will leave this vehicle and get a beautiful child's body again. You will get another birth. Now what to worry? You are just, for sometimes you have to suffer, because if your vehicle is not working, in the you have, in the way, on the way you suffer, no. So your vehicle is not in good condition. You cannot take that vehicle for a long trip. So similarly, this will happen. So therefore, if you are not getting moksha, no problem. Even then, there is no worry after this, because after this again you will get a beautiful body, and again you will get parents, and they will look after you, and again you will get a youth body, and again you will get everything. So what is there to worry? Therefore, this attachment goes all this, that identification. So now, if you are intelligent, leave this identification, separate all these koshas functions. So let them function there like that, and be like the person inside the vehicle. You don't identify yourself with the vehicle. So think I am inside the vehicle. I can change the vehicle if I need it. Or try hard, practice intensely for moksha. leave everything aside and get into that moksha. So then you are free from all these troubles. There is two ways. One, you can get new birth. Another way is moksha. So whatever, this is up to you. Whatever you want to try, you try hard. You will get it. Okay. And if you want to get a good body, next birth in a good in good family and good parents and everything you want to get, do good karmas. So satkarma, if you do satkarmas, there is a chance that you get a better body. But the problem is you will not get the same house, same room, same what is relations. It's not possible, but you will get similar one. That's only we can guarantee. If you do better karmas, you will get. So this is how this identification with the body goes. Now we are not ready to leave this. Now, okay, up to here we discussed the Panchakoshas and the problem with the Panchakoshas. Now, how we get rid of this? From next sloka, Vidyaranya Mahaswami starting to discuss the Anvaya Vyatireka system, the theory of Anvaya Vyatireka. Now, how we can separate these 5 koshas from Atma? Anvaya Vyatireka Pancakosha Vivekataha Swatmanam tada uddhritya param brahma prapadyate. In order to establish this, we are discussing these panchakoshas. Why we are discussing this panchakosha is to establish the separation of this panchakosha from Atma. So Atma is distinguished from panchakoshas. How we distinguish? Anvaya Vyatireka. Anvaya and Vyatireka. That we will discuss from 38 sloka. Now the meaning of Anvaya, etymological meaning, Anvaya means connection, presence. Anvaya, presence, connection, or concordance. Something is connected with. Concordance is called Anvaya. Now, Vyatireka means opposite of that. Absent, presence and absence. So we can say variable and invariable also. Anvaya and Vyatireka. So concordance and discordance, or presence or absence, is called Anvaya and Vyatireka. It means when something is present, something is absent. And in that absence, another thing is present. So that when A is present, B is absent. When B is present, A is absent. Okay, this is called Anvaya and Vyatireka. Or when A is present, B and C is absent. That is also called Anvaya. And when B and C is absent, A is present. It's called Vyatireka. So this absent and present is called Anvaya and Vyatireka. Anvaya means present and Vyatireka means absent of something. Now, simply we can say when there is no Annamaya, when there is no gross body, Atma is there. When there is no subtle body, Atma is there. So Atma is there in the absence of gross body, in the absence of subtle body. Therefore, Atma is not subtle body, Atma is not gross body. Neither gross body nor subtle body is Atma. How we can determine that? Because in the absence of subtle body or gross body, Atma is present. So in waking state, we have the experience of gross body. When we go to Sushma Sharira in dream state, we don't have this gross body, but still Atma is there. Atma is experiencing. And when we go to deep sleep, Karana Sharira, there is no gross body, there is no subtle body. Both are absent there. But still Atma is there. So in the presence of Atma, you know the absence of all these bodies. So therefore, we could understand this. What? Atma has no identification with all these bodies. So this identification is wrong. It is mithya. It is illusory or misunderstanding. It is ignorance. So you identified with something. You identified yourself with something which is not there along with you wherever you go. Then what does it mean? It means it is temporary. So whatever you have some connection, like you stay in your room, all night you stay in your room, the morning after breakfast you leave for office. Now this room will not come with you for office. Okay? You leave the room here and go for office. It means this room is not with you. Room was a temporary rest place. Similarly, this physical body is a temporary rest place. Now you are resting here for so many hours or many years. After resting here, you will get another body. You will go to another body. So in waking state, you rest in the gross body for some time in one room. So then the subtle, in dream state, you get another rest place. You rest there. So it goes like this. So if you are intelligent, you understand this Anvaya and Vyatireka. So Acharya himself will explain that in another 2-3 slokas, next slokas. Pancakosha Vivekataha. Therefore, you need this Pancakosha Viveka. Discriminating Pancakosha. Distinguishing Panchakoshas. Then Swatmanam Tada Udhritya. Tataha Swatmanam Udhritya. So one should take out Udhritya, take out Atma, self from these koshas. Tataha Swatmanam Udhritya. Param Brahma Prapadyate. Realize Param Brahma. Realize your essential nature as Brahman. You are Brahman. So Swatmanam Tada Udhritya. Separating Atma from these koshas. You realize yourself as Brahma. This is the Upadesham. instruction of Acharya. So this is how we understand this. That is what Acharya says here. So today we stop here because the next sloka starts with this Anvaya Vyatireka technique. So that we will see in next class, because although 3-4 slokas are connected. So we will learn that in next class. So now you can ask questions if any.
Pranam Swamiji, may I ask something with your permission?
Yes, please.
I have the book open before me, and the shloka number 36. The explanation says the impure sattva, which is in the causal body, along with joy and other vrittis, is called bliss. This is Anandamaya kosha.
Yeah.
But why is it impure sattva? If it is Anandamaya kosha, why is it impure sattva?
Yeah, impure sattva means actually it is not there in the moolam. In the shloka, it is only said sattvam. The translator may meant that impure means there is ignorance in that sattva, because in karana sharira there is ignorance, no? The ignorance is there in deep sleep because you don't know yourself. That is the ignorance. Therefore, he might have implied that the impure means sattva is not as knowledge, but sattva is there with the impurity as ignorance or something like that. That is one meaning. The another meaning can be sattva is not purified. Like all living beings, they have sattva guna, but only purified sattva can reveal the knowledge. Otherwise, sattva guna is there in with all the human beings, and not only human beings, but also other animals, they also have sattvas. But their sattva guna is not purified, not samskrita. Samskrita means purified. So therefore, they are unable to discriminate things. So the discrimination will not work correctly because of impure sattva. So by the practice of sadhana, along with all acharas, eating food and by the other practices, so you can purify sattva. So then sattva will be shining, and sattva will reveal the truth. So you will get more discriminative power of intelligence and more clear knowledge. That's the meaning.
Right. Thank you, Swamiji. So it means that since we say that Karan Sharira goes along with us after death, so it is maligned by impure sattva. That's why there is birth and rebirth.
Yeah, you are correct. You are correct.
So we have to purify our sattva so as to attain moksha. Right?
Correct, correct. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Oh, very you, very you.
Swamiji, I have a question. Pranam Swamiji.
Carry on, carry on.
Swamiji, you told that, during Brahmacharya ashramam and Grihastha ashramam, we have to practice detachment.
Yeah.
So in Brahmacharya ashramam, what sort of detachment? Can you just explain it little elaborately?
So in Brahmacharya ashram, you see, in Gurukula, their whole practice is based on detachment only. Because Brahmacharya ashrama is for students. Students, they stay with Guru or in the Gurukula, the house of Guru. There, they have to practice certain rules, like Bhikshacharyam. They only take Bhiksha, and from morning they practice sadhana, Sandhya Vandanam, and Samidadhanam. All these are there. And not only that, they wear they whatever like cloth and other things. Everything is restricted. So they practice that. And food, whatever they want to eat, they cannot eat. Whatever the Guru or the Guru Mata, the wife of Guru, Guru Patni, whatever she gives, only they can take that. So there are so many things. The practices are there in that. So they have to follow that. All the habits they have to control. So this tendency is developed in Gurukula. Therefore, they can continue with that practice in Brahmacharya, in Grahastha as well as Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. So basically, they have this understanding of that life, Samyamita Jivana. So this is that practice will continue.
Namaste, Swamiji. Thank you.
Oh.
Mrs. Asha Menon, you can unmute and ask.
Namaskaram, Swamiji, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that what Dr. Kamla has told about this Brahmacharya, staying in the Gurukula and Brahmacharya, and staying in the hostel, staying in the Gurukula and following certain restricted life, where the family, the considered families where they're staying, that Gurukula. So what I felt in the long run, don't you feel they get detached from the own family?
Yeah.
That attachment, because
I'm
talking from personal experience.
You are correct. That is the first practice. Actually, the Brahmacharya ashrama, when that boy he stays with Gurukula in Guru's family, he is naturally detached from his family, and this his parents, they can also practice detachment, and the boy can also practice detachment. So this is how it is happening. Now it doesn't mean that boy's detachment means he will not come back to home and help mother parents. It's not like that. He will come back, because in Gurukula the Guru will teach him, you have to serve your parents. This your mother and father, they are the Deva, what is the God in front of you. Madhur Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava. This is the advice he gives. Therefore, definitely he will come back and serve parents. Nowadays, what people think, when their children, they go out of their hands, they live in some other place, in boarding school or somewhere else. So people are worried about this. Now somebody asked this question, because I used to go to schools and colleges. Somebody asked the same question. they asked when they go to this kind of schools, or they stay there for maybe 10, 12 years. After that, when they come back, they are detached from family, and they have no relation with fathers, mothers, like that. But the problem is that the difference is in these boarding schools, they are not teaching this part. The family relation and the relation with the parents, and importance of taking care of parents, and all this, our dharmika understanding. They are not teaching that. They are not giving emphasis on these matters. Therefore, they don't know what to do after this. And they only see parents sometimes, and they give money and all those, that relation they understand. But other than that, the value-based relation with the parents, they don't understand. So I find this problem, but in some schools, they know, they just teach all this. And many schools, even teachers, they don't know this psychological thing. They say against parents. No, your parents are not good, they are not taking care of you, and all those things. These caretakers and other teachers, they say this to these students. So this is very bad. One should never say anything against parents to a child. Nobody should say this, because child should always be connected with his parents, not only for the social reason or family reason, but also for the psychological reason and physiological reason. No, psychologically, if you disconnect, or you say your parents are not good, your father is very bad, and your mother is not taking care of you, and all this, if you say, the child has some psychological problem, because naturally child is dependent on this, on his parents. So therefore, these teachers and others should understand this psychological fact. Otherwise, this problem will happen. In Gurukulas, when we see the Gurukula, how they were living there, the attitude and behaviors of that Gurukula practices, there the Guru and others always teach the children to respect and worship parents. In the morning when they wake up, first they worship their parents. So then only they go to their Guru and do salutations and all those things. This is the system established in Gurukula. Therefore, there is no chance that after Gurukula, the child will leave parents or disrespect parents. There is no chance. He will be more attached, or more he will be more connected with parents in this sense. So therefore, that is the beauty of Gurukula. Nowadays, if they can bring these values in boarding schools and other schools, then because value can be practiced, it's quite possible. But people, they are not caring this. Now they think something else. It's a problem.
Swamiji, the point which you brought out is very true. In Gurukula, maybe certain values which are taught are not taught in boarding schools. So what they do is they grow up without what attachment to the parents, and what happens, it's not only that stage. Later, when they start their own family also, that attachment aspect is not very easy. So they are not attached for them. Like my daughter also says, like for them, a hostel, she has never been to hostel, but about a friend, she said, so that friends, circle in the hostel becomes their family. They are very close to them, more than their own family, because these values are, like you said, are not taught in modern this boarding schools and all.
Yes,
And
that is
and many
lacking.
times
That is lacking.
in movies also they show it more like a punishment. Their children are sent to hostel. That also many times they affect the psyche of the child. So you're correct. Yes, that value system is missing. Very true.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Shivakumar, you can ask your question.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste.
Earlier, you were saying that today, depending on the person's interest, the next birth he can get either he can continue the birth and rebirth aspect,
Correct.
or he can get moksha.
Hmm.
So regarding this aspect, if we stated that if he does good deeds, he'll get a good body or a good family or a good birth, and that is there. Now, the aspect which I want to ask is, so that is decided by this. That is actually a phalam, we can say. So that is decided by by him, or it is a karmas, but phaladata is there.
Yes. Phaladata is Ishvara.
Ishvara. So similarly, for in the case of we said that there is impurified sattva. So that has got to be purified.
Correct.
In order to the Atma gets a proper reflection.
In order to get knowledge, the realization or get correct knowledge, you have to purify the sattva aspect of mind. For that, we do all the sadhana practices.
Yeah, now this purifying of this mind and realization or self-realization as a result. So in that also the aspect of Ishvara as a Phaladata comes?
Yes, Ishvara is Phaladata in general. In the sense, whatever you practice as karma, it may be sadhana or other karmas, but ultimately the phala, the fruit, the effect of that is provided by Ishvara. Why we say that? There is a technical reason. Now, whatever you are practicing, you don't know how much it is right and how much it is wrong, and what is wrong, what is right. Even a good pandita, a good scholar of all the shastras, cannot determine what is right in that sense completely. In one place, Bhagavatpada Shankaracharya in his Bhashya, Brahmasutra Bhashya, one place he says, Sukshma aparadha darshanat, sut nipunanam api, Sukshma aparadha darshanat. Even the big scholars, they make subtle mistakes. Sukshma aparadha darshana. Because they are unable to determine the character of karma. Therefore, in Gita it says, Gahana karmano gati. It is too deep for a normal understanding. So therefore, we believe that Ishvara will give the right phala, karma phala, according to our karmas. Now, whatever we have done, we have forgot about it because we have no idea what we have done, and we have no idea what we have done, what it is going to give us the fruit. It is not in our hands. So therefore, we say there is a super consciousness which understand all these differences and give us the right fruit. We will get the right karma. That's all.
So we can say even for moksha, the Ishvara as a Phaladata is necessary.
No, moksha is not a karma phala. Since
Okay.
moksha is not a karma phala, Ishvara has no role in giving moksha. Because only what we discussed is within karma. Moksha is akarma sadhya. Moksha is beyond karma. So therefore, there is no need for Ishvara, that Ishvara gives moksha is not necessary. But to purify our mind, we need Ishvara. To practice our sadhana, we need the blessings of all the Ishvaras, all the Devatas, Guru, Devata and all. But as per the moksha is concerned, moksha is the moksha, because moksha is reality. So you know what is there. So there is no giving and taking.
So can it be considered more of a more from the individual as effort in that case?
Correct. Moksha can be an individual effort. All the karmas are individual effort only. But since it is beyond karmas, it is completely individual, and you experience the individual phala of that. So when you get knowledge, the direct means of knowledge, moksha, you know that I am liberated. So you experience the liberation here itself. So you don't wait for Ishvara or anybody else to give you moksha there. But in Shastras it is said, Ishvara anugraha deva pumsam advaita vasana. Similarly in Shvedashvedara it says, Yasya deve parabhakti yadha deve tadha gurau. All these are there. These are all within sadhana. Because to practice sadhana without obstructions, without diversions, you need the blessings of Guru, Shastra and Ishvara. So therefore we have to do prayers and worships of all these, Shastra, Guru and Ishvara. This is an essential sadhana towards that. But once you get the knowledge, you are one with Ishvara. Now Ishvara is not there separately to give you something. So Ishvara is not a giver there. He is not existing as a giver there. Therefore, in that level, you are one with the consciousness, or pervading consciousness. So in liberation, there is no giving and taking. The liberation is not the effect of karma. So it is beyond karma.
So we can say for the proceeding on the path of sadhana, the Ishvara Anugraha is required.
Correct. That's correct.
And including, as you said, for Advaita Vasana also, that Ishvara Anugraha is required.
So, inclination towards Vedantic knowledge, that is Advaita Vasana.
Okay, Swamiji.
Okay.
Hari Om.
Thank you. Hari Om.
Thank you.
Oh.
Swamiji, in chat box there is one question from Mr. Vishnu Prasad. While sitting peacefully in a meditative state, I am unable to watch thoughts springing out from a subtle plane. However, I am not able to go deep and figure out from where these thoughts are coming. How will I practice the source of these thoughts?
The source of these thoughts, it means how these thoughts are formed. To analyze that, first one has to analyze the different parts and functions of thoughts. So how this thought is formed, manifested, and how it functions. So then you will understand what is the object of the thought and what is the emotion in that, and how it is formed, what purpose it is formed. So this is like a psychological study or brain study or thought analysis. So once that is practiced, you know that in each thought there is a subject. That subject is the same in every thought, each and every thought. Objects are changing, but the knower of experiencer of that subject or that thought is the same. No, I know something, I know a book, I know a light, I know this, I know that. So the knowable objects are different, but the knower is the same. I know, I know, I know in that level. So we can say that there is a connection, a permanent connection with this I-ness, the I, and the thought process. Without this I, no thought can be formed and function. So this way, when you analyze each thought and get into the subject part of that thought, who is the subject? Subject means the enjoyer of that, the experiencer of that thought. It may be good and bad, doesn't make difference, because if the object change, according to the object, the goodness and badness and all this comes. But the enjoyer is the same, the experiencer is the same. So this way you can practice this. Okay.
More questions, Swamiji.
Okay. So, yeah, one more thing. I think you all know the 1st of November, or some people celebrate 31st of October, Deepavali. No? So, Deepavali wishes to all. And Deepavali is celebrated as the festival of lights, no, light festival. So Deepa Avali, Deepalika or Diwali, all this means the festival of light, and we light lamps and like that is there. It is like 5 days celebration. We start from Dhanteras. On 29th it is Dhanteras. Then second day as Naraka Chaturdashi. So there is some puja. And third day Deepavali. And fourth day is called Beli Pujan. No, they do Beli Pujan and Govardhana Pujana in north. In Vrindavan, all these places, they have Govardhana Puja and Annakuta festival. It's all beautiful festival. Annakuta. They make 54 items of food. 54 Chappan Bhog. So it is all in north, in Kashi, and all these Annapurna temples, they make this Annakuta. Lot of cooking, and they make so many prasadams, 54 items at least. That's the basic. Then they distribute. This is on 4th day. And 5th day is called Bhratra Didiya Bhaiya Duj. That is on 3rd November. This time it comes. So 3rd November, Bhaiya Duj means in that day, where like we call the Father's Day, Mother's Day, and all these days we have. Traditionally, this is Brother's Day. Bhaiya Dooj. So now on that day, according to the Shastras, I don't know you know about this. In that day, the brothers, they should eat with sisters. They should not eat in their home. They go to sisters and give some presentations to sisters and eat, and the sister will cook and feed the brother. So this is the special day. The story is the Yamaraja and Yamuna. No, Yamuna is the sister of Yamaraja.
Oh.
So in this day, Yamuna invited Yamaraja for food at her home. So that is the festival called Bhaiya Dooj. And very interesting how all these are there. We can discuss about this in Bhavishyat Puranam and all those Puranam, they talk about this. And then our special in Uttarakhand is on this Bhaiya Dooj day, Gangotri and Yamunotri temples, they close. This is closing day of Gangotri Yamunotri temples. Every year they close this Bhaiya Dooj day because on the previous day they have Annakuta program and they distribute all the prasadams, and then Bhaiya Dooj they close the closing day of this. So all these 5 festivals, you may be celebrating Deepavali, but other festivals you don't know about it. Maybe if you know, Dhanteras is for shopping. No, and that day you can go and buy jewelries and all those things. So it is Dhanteras is considered as a special day for that. In all these northern states like Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, and all these states they celebrate this. In Uttarakhand also they celebrate. That day you can approach the market. There all the market will be full and rushed and everything. Like Dhanvantari. So Dhanteras is also Dhanvantari's day. Dhanvantari birthday. So wishes for all these days. Okay, we will meet next week. Harihi Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Narayana.
Hari Om Swamiji. Hari Om.